What's up, guys? I am back, and this evening we're going to talk about my wife's car and what it is and what it does, and a few of the ins and outs that I noticed about it. So, for starters, let me flip the camera around. It is a Corvette, but it's not just any Corvette. It's a Z06, which means it is supercharged. So some of the stats on this car is that it's a 6.2 liter V8. That I do know. I also know it's supercharged because I just said that. This one in particular has a 7-speed manual, and we'll get into that in a minute of why we chose this car with a manual. But yeah, that is I never noticed this part up here, but it talks about, or it goes over, like, I guess, I don't know if that's who built it or assembled it. Oh yeah, it is. So Harvey Turner, you did a good one on this one. But yeah, supercharged V8, 6.2 liter, 650 horsepower, 650 foot-pounds of torque. I did say it was a 7-speed manual. We got the car seat in there because that's how we roll. This car here, it weighs about 3,600 pounds. Yeah, it's like right touching 3,600 pounds. It's rear-wheel drive, and it's pretty rowdy. It's a handful. I enjoy driving it. My wife really enjoys driving it. We've had a few friends and family members that have driven it, and they're like, man, this car is a monster. But, yeah, I showed you the engine. Let's show you the trunk. So, keep in mind, we bought this car secondhand. I want to say we are the second owners of this car, if I remember correctly. But anyway, the person that had it, they put all their little mats in there. They put all the privacy covers in there so you can... You know, I think they use this car for touring, to be honest with you, because it has everything to hide, like luggage and whatnot. But, yeah, enough of that. The main thing people want to know about is that manual transmission. So, as you see down there, 3 pedals. And yes, it is a 7-speed. I can't put enough emphasis on that, but yes, it's a 7-speed. This one, and I don't know if this is true about all Corvettes or just this one or a few of them. This one in particular has a target top, and that was another great selling point. Let me hop in here real quick so I can get comfortable. And that's another thing about this car that is going to be something I got to address. The comfort in this car, it's about a 7 out of 10. I've gotten really comfortable driving my R8. And I've gotten really used to the way the seats feel and all that. So when I get in this car, no matter how I adjust the seats or the steering wheel or anything, I have a hard time getting very comfortable in this car. I can still drive it though. That doesn't bother me, but it's yeah, it's just kind of interesting. But yeah, back to the roof. This is it has a target top. I'll take that off later on in the video. Let's go over what I find weird about this car. Right off the bat, you'll see it's very sports car-like. Everything's right there and in your face. But then it has a lot of little things that say, I'm a sports car with comfort, or I can be used for touring. So right here, I'll turn this on. That didn't do much. Oh, there it goes. So it goes through its little sequence. It goes through everything. Right now it's showing to be in touring mode. Yep, you can switch it to sport. You can switch it to weather, eco. Let's see what else. Touring, sport, and track. When I drive this, I mostly drive it in in track mode. And when I say it's a lot of fun, it's a lot of fun. I don't know how you turn off that dinging besides closing the door. But yeah, I mostly drive this car in track mode. Whenever I hand my wife the keys back, I put it into eco mode because I just feel like it tunes the car down a little bit. It makes it not so rowdy. The suspension's a little bit better for a little bit better ride for her. Another weird thing, you know, like I could have got rid of the R8 and got like a Porsche or a BMW, but at the time I really wanted the R8. Actually, I wanted a Lamborghini, but the R8 just felt better. So I got that car, and then I was like, man, you know, like we don't really have a whole babysitter connection kind of thing. So usually when we go on date night, we got to take the kids with us. So I was like, hey, let's just get another car. That way, like, you know, all four of us can go out. But the problem with that is like you pay double for everything, like double parking, you know, just double fuel. It's more of a hassle to go out. So in hindsight, I probably should just went with the Porsche with the back seat with a manual gearbox, because that would have checked off all the boxes for my family and what we wanted. But nonetheless, we got this and we got the R8. So on this car, it has a ton of features. This one is kind of weird. You got this little screen right here. And I remember in our older Yukon Denali we had, it had the same little thing. So this one, there's not a lot of room in there. You know, it's pretty small. And I guess you could put like a wad of cash or, you know, maybe a little 380 or something in there. But yeah, that's kind of odd. Another thing that I find really odd is you have your air conditioning controls right here. Basically you can separate the climate and everything, you know, from the driver to the passenger. And then you got your seat heater and everything. But what I find weird is that you have this over here, and then over here on the passenger side, you have one for the passenger, because I don't know, maybe if it's too hard to reach from the passenger seat over the grab handle to here, you could just change your, you know, heated and cooled seats over there, and you could change the thermostat. I find that kind of weird. Another thing about this Corvette, being that it's a 7-speed, for me, I have a hard time going from 7th gear to 6th gear. For whatever reason, I go from 7th to 4th every time. It's something I got to get comfortable playing with, but it is something that I do quite a bit. So, yeah. That 1-2 shift on this thing comes in pretty quick. So, you know, 1 is kind of like your bulldog gear, but 2 is when it really, you know, gets after it. And as you can see right there, it's got that badging that I thought was pretty cool. Z06, 650 horsepower, 650 foot-pounds of torque. So, the next question is why did we choose this car? So, for us, it's not that we really chose this car, it's more that the car chose us. Get some air in here. It's kind of warm. But yes, this car chose us, and I'll tell you why. I originally wanted a Dodge Viper for my wife. I found the car I liked. I went and checked it out, and you know, before you buy anything, you know, you do a little bit of research. And the more I read about the Viper, the more I was turned off by it. I wanted to have 2 V10s in my garage. I thought that would have just been awesome. But that car just seemed like it would be a handful for my wife, and I didn't want to, you know, put that on her. This car, it has a lot more techie features, and the Viper is pretty old school. And, you know, Dodge, they never really switched up or anything, and they're just about raw horsepower. But once we saw this car in the color combo with the manual gearbox, and keep in mind the Viper only comes in manual, this car just made more sense. Plus, this car is like $20,000 cheaper than the Viper I was looking at. Yeah, this car kind of won it, but there is one department that this car sucks, and that is fuel economy. And I mean, this car sucks. It's getting about 200 miles per tank. Now, a lot of that is going to come down to the driver, but yeah, my R8, I kind of get after it in that car, and it still does about 340 miles per, you know, for range, but this car, not so much. So I don't know how this car is going to do when we do our road trip, But we'll find out. Let's see, what else do I find weird about this car? Nothing. To be honest with you, there's not much. Yeah, typically my daughter rides shotgun in here with my wife, and my son, he'll usually ride with me. But every now and then, my daughter, she'll want to ride with me, and she's pretty persistent. And instead of trying to deal with all that nonsense, we just toss the car seat in there, and my son rides here. But yeah, for the most part, let's see, on a scale of 1 to 10, I give this car like a solid 8. Like it checks off most of the boxes. But being that we're in California, it's hard to really do anything with this car. They got these things out here where they'll state ref you. So if you I don't know, if you put a different airbox on the car, state ref, if you get pulled over and they want to pop the hood. And I don't even know how that's legit, because I have a CDL. So basically, if they pull you over, they can do an inspection, at any given time. But on a passenger vehicle, I don't think that's right. I think you should just, whatever offense they pull you over for, they shouldn't be, popping your hood and, getting all up under the car trying to look at the exhaust and everything. But whatever, that's whatever. So yeah, it's kind of hard to make the car louder and more fun. But once we get out of the state, we will. So like I said, I'm going to go over pulling the top off for you real quick so you can see how that's done. And yeah, it's pretty cool with the top off too. I don't like driving this car during the daytime with the top off. I will admit, you'll need sunglasses and you will need a hat. And yeah, it gets pretty hot. Even with the windows up and the AC on, it gets hot with the sun just beaming down on you. But yeah, let me pop this top real quick and show you what it looks like. So yeah, popping the top on this thing is actually a really super quick process. Basically, you flip both the visors down, you pull back 2 handles, you release the lock in the back, and after you do all that, you gotta lift it from the front, and voila, the top comes off, and it tucks away into the trunk space like this. There's a slotted area on this side, a slotted area over there, and you literally just slide it right in. Of course, I got you guys on camera. I wouldn't be able to do it, but once you slide it in, you pop it in just like that. The trunk goes down. I gotta show you the trunk too. It's got that soft close on it. You literally click it, and then it shuts in. But yeah, just like that, the top is off. And I think it gives that car that mean look that I like. But again, I would not recommend this for a sunny day at all. Unless you're trying to get your tan on, but yeah, that's just not for me. But yeah, pretty cool car. Well, I hope that was a quick little video on this car that y'all could check out. Please like and subscribe. I really hate saying that. It just sounds so lame, but whatever, But yeah, that's our Corvette. Oh, fun fact, brand new, this car was around $80K. And that's an appropriate price for this car. I paid less than that, but with the adjusted market right now, I can't see. I mean, these cars are still about 80 to 100, but I definitely don't pay that. Yeah, you can do better in a lot of places. But yeah, that'll be it for this video. Again, hit that like button. Let me know what you think. If you have a Z06, let me know about some things that you've noticed about it. I've had very limited time with this car, so I don't know all the ins and outs yet, but I'd like to hear about them. And yeah, just give me some honest feedback on what you think. But other than that, I'll see you guys later.